name's Thomas Kelly, Director of Retention, and this is Welcome to Worcester State. Welcome to Worcester State is an online web show where each week we talk about the important topics that are part of a new student's transition to Worcester State. This week I'm very excited to be joined again by Julie Carmel, Director of Student Accounts. Julie, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, TK, for having me.
Can you remind everyone at home a little bit about what Student Accounts is here at Worcester State?
Sure. The Student Accounts Office oversees all aspects of student financial accounts. We process the bills, we process payments, refunds. We also house the One Card office, which is all the financial accounts related to your One Card.
Great. So as you know, we got some pre-planned questions, so let's get started with those. All right, so Julie, with bills coming out, most students would have never seen a bill like this before. Can you explain a little bit about the bill's layout?
What it will have is all of the tuition and fees associated with the classes that were selected by the student. Also, we'll have room, meal plan charges, if those are applicable, if the student's going to be an on-campus resident. It will also have any financial aid that's been awarded. So if the financial aid's been awarded, has been accepted, that will appear on the bill, and it will show either a zero balance or a balance due.
Sure. If a student does have a balance due after their financial aid's been deducted, what sort of options do they have?
Sure, they can pay the balance in full. We bill by semester, so it would only be the fall semester account that's due at that time. We have a payment plan that you can sign up for the annual plan, have 5 payments, 5 for fall, 5 for spring. Kind of easier than having to come up with that whole amount on the due date. Or there are Parent Plus loans, alternative loans that a student can apply for.
So what exactly happens if there is still a balance due after the due date?
Sure, there's some ramifications for having a balance due after the due date. If there's still a balance, a non-payment hold will be added to the account. What that will do is prevent any kind of schedule changes from happening. If you have to switch a class or anything, you want to make sure that the balance is paid before you attempt to do that. We also send out an overdue notice, so if there is any question about it, you'll get an overdue notice if that's the case.
So if a student was to make any adjustments to their account, will they receive a paper bill, or is there another way for a student to check perhaps an updated statement?
Right, we usually only send the paper bill for the big bill, the one in the fall and the one in the spring. Any changes that are made, room changes, class changes, those balances should be checked online through the WebAdvisor account. That's the most up-to-date. It'll have the up-to-date financial aid and any charges that are due.
And I guess the last question is, when is the final billing notice sent out for students who still have a balance? And what's the kind of the best way for them to develop a communication plan with student accounts?
Of course, I always like to say, make sure by the time classes start that your balance is all set. Because again, there will be that hold on there. Any kind of add drop that the student would want to do wouldn't be able to be done. So I like to use the threshold of the first day of classes. Worst case scenario, after add drop, after all of those classes are adjusted, you want to make sure that your balance is zero at that point.
Great. Well, so those have been all of our planned questions, but as you already know from the last episode, we have our question wheel. So give that a spin, and let's see what we get. Right, and we got relax. What is a great place on campus for a student to relax?
The Adirondack chairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta love the Adirondack chairs.
Yeah, those things are the best.
Those were added a few years ago to the quad between the Administration, Science, and Wellness Center. And on a sunny day, there's no place like it.
Yeah, you know, even on a cold day, those things are the best. I love them. Awesome. Well, Julie, thank you so much for joining me. As always, this has been Welcome to Worcester State. If you've enjoyed this episode and want more episodes, make sure you go to youtube.com/Worcester State and click on the playlist Welcome to Worcester State. My name's Thomas Kelly, Director of Retention, signing off from Worcester State. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Bye-bye.